Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to the second episode, the Idle Callback. So let's see if the voices are the streams are fine. Okay, that's fine on Twitch. And let's check here. Yeah, great. So YouTube and Twitch is fine. So let's get started. Oh, we have some pop-ups. Let's stop the videos. Great. So let's see. So yeah, again, welcome to the next episode of Idle Callback. Today, we're going to be talking about I wanted to start with the request idle callback because that's the name of the series, right? So that's why I wanted to start with that. It's not going to be long or something, but I streamed the first episode last week and we talked a little bit about the idle callback and also we talked a little bit about the Firefox Profiler. So that's why I'm not going to get into the details of the Firefox Profiler too much, but we are going to be working on the Firefox Profiler. So that's why we still need to talk a little bit about it. And so then we're going to dive into the code as well. So let's talk about the request idle callback. So like I said last week, it is a web API that lets you queue a function to be called during a browser's idle period. So it is super useful for waiting until everything critical is done in your page load or in your website. So this is usually, it says, this enables developers to perform background or low priority work on the main thread without impacting latency critical events such as animation and input response. So the name came up because of two things. One is that I have some non-critical task that I want to work on, but sometimes the bigger tasks are just too big and they're more important. So I don't really have a lot of time working on smaller things. That's why I wanted to focus on smaller tasks and also talk a little bit about them and engage with you at the same time in these streams. And on the other hand, I wanted to actually, so it means another thing, right? Like for you, on your idle time, it is a stream where you can watch. So that's why I wanted to give this name to the series. And let's start with the first item in our to-do list, which is actually the previous item from last week. Last week we worked on some patches for GC Major. Let's see if I can find them quickly. Yeah, here. So I have two patches. One was adding a new payload field called hidden. I can show you that as well. So previously, we had this payload fields for Firefox Profiler markers. And if you're not familiar with them, we can just create a profile quickly. So let's say google.com, we open it up. So I use the keyboard shortcuts to profile a website or the browser itself quickly. And you can see that I use this pop-up, which you can enable in profiler.firefox.com. Usually, if you don't have this, you will see a big button that says enable. And once you enable it, you will be able to profile. You can either click here to start recording and stop recording, or you can just use your keyboard shortcuts that are mentioned here, like Control-Shift-1 and Control-Shift-2. So that is out of the way. Now that we captured one recording with the Firefox Profiler, you can see that there are some activity happening. So this is the page load of google.com. And you can see my other pages like restream.io and things like that. But so these tabs have these three are responsible of showing you the markers. So we have two data sources called stacks, and like the sample data is visualized here, and then markers are here. So markers are specific events that are happening inside Firefox, and we mark them specifically. Let's say that there's like a DOM event happening, right? So we mark the start of that DOM event and end of that DOM event, and then we show you some more information of it too. Like currently it's like it took 1 microseconds, and you can see the name is DOM window created, and then you can see the event target, latency, and event type, and some more information. Like it is happening in google.com. So like you can see other things like ready state change DOM event, or there's a bigger one, load DOM event, and you can see that it's in this event target, this is the latency, this is the event type, and things, and so on. So it is a super powerful way for us to mark some special events or important events in Firefox, and it's useful for Firefox developers as well as web developers, because you can see the like DOM events. It's important for web developers. Like here there's one message event being passed, and it's taking like nearly 20 milliseconds, and here it's 15 milliseconds for focus in. So you want to be able to see if a specific event is taking longer than what usual or what you would expect. And we have other things. We have a bunch of like Firefox related stuff too, but like we have telemet, like and like we have layout, for example. You can see do flash pending notifications, this is thing, JavaScript related stuff, and IPC related stuff. So it's super useful for seeing what is happening in that specific time in Firefox. So, and we worked on GC Major previously. These patches are for that. So I can show you the bug as well. Let's see if it's open in there. Yeah. So this is GC Major markers have a broken field that always displays object. That was the biggest thing that we wanted to fix. And let's see if we can say GC Major here. Not here, but maybe in parent process. Not here. Let's see, privileged. Nope. We don't see any. Oh, maybe if you zoom out, we can see some stuff. Not really. So let's see. Let's start this. Let's go a few pages, like, so we force some GC and captured it again. And let's take a look at this GC Major. Here we go. We have one. Let's zoom in, and you can see that we have GC timings equals object, which is not super great. We shouldn't have this, right? Because in the previous episode, we realized that we are actually showing pretty much every information that is inside this object here, because there's like a special handling for the visualization for the front end. And so I have this Firefox. Let's go reset this. Also, which is main. Let me set up some stuff. Yeah. So this is the Profiler front end, and we are on the Firefox codebase on here on this tab. And let me open the remote desktop as well. Oops, let's do this like this, and here is better, I guess. Oops. All right, so let's close those two. All right, so now we would like to look at the review commands and see what we have, right? So what we do is this. First, we have one needs revision comment. So Marcus, my colleague, gave a good point about why we should do some other thing instead of doing this, because let's read this. One of the reasons to use the hidden flag is if you want something in the tooltip but not in the per field breakdown, and the tooltip stringifies the field value based on the format. So I think it is important to put the field into the schema and mark it as hidden there. So that's a good feedback, because right now what I do is I directly continue instead of putting it to the schema. So these add key label format methods actually put the fields into the schema. But that's not the case here, because we directly skip it. So it means that if we use this, if people search some fields that are hidden in the search field, search filter markers field, then they won't be able to actually find it. So that's why actually we have a different way in the front end. Let's check Firefox Profiler. And I actually worked on this hidden PR where, let's see if I can find it. Yes, add the ability to mark fields as hidden. So I worked on February 6th. Then I forgot that this existed in the front end. So this PR actually adds that hidden property into the schema. So what is the schema? Let's see. So let's remove this. So if we have profile meta.marker schema, we will see some schema objects about the different markers. And if you open something up, let's see, like DOM event, for example, you see some information about them. And this is the fields section. So we have target, latency, and event type. And on the other one, what was the name? GC major. If we can find GC minor slice CC, we should be able to see GC major somewhere. Yeah, we can. Where is that? Oh, we don't have GC major here. Sorry. Yeah, this profile has GC major. That's why I couldn't find it. But let's do the same thing. I could like filter and things like that too. But yeah, we can just find it. Hopefully, yes. Here we go. So we have GC major. And inside the fields, we have the timings object, which is the thing that we wanted to remove. But if we remove this completely, then we won't be able to filter things out by this object or this field. So what we want to do instead is so we have this hidden undefined property. So we want to add hidden here, which equals to true. So we can actually make this hidden from the UI. So this requires some changes in the backend, and I assume it will require some changes in the front end because of the way we handle the process phase, and we might need to upgrade the profile version. So we have this version in to make sure that we upgrade the previous profile JSON formats properly. So here we go. I also switched to the branch that I had before, and I rebased it and built it on top. So that's why like building it will not take a lot of time. But these were the two things we added. These commits were the things we added. Now, what I want is to address the review command from Marcus to actually make it hidden, but this will require a lot more changes actually than my previous patch was doing, because we need to change a few things. Let's add our to-dos here, so that's why we can like follow. Let's do to-dos here, and then I want to have some checkboxes. So we need to change the old marker API, because we were only changing the previous API, which was here. So this is the new API, and this add key label format searchable or add key label format methods are from the previous marker API. And we need to be able to use them now. To be able to use them, we need to change this API so we can actually use the proper thing. So there was only a single way to send a flag previously, and it wasn't taking this payload flags. It was another like searchable enum. But now we can remove this searchable enum and remove this searchable method as well, and have this add key label format to accept an optional argument that you can just send payload flags, because the previous API had this assumption that there is only searchable flag and nothing else. But I want to make it more generic, so we want to remove the searchable, like I said last week, and that's why I want to be able to send multiple flags and make this API more generic. And then old API or marker API in, let's do this, C++, because we have another API, change the marker API in, API in Rust, because we have another Rust API too, which uses the previous older API, and we should probably switch to the newer version, but let's talk about that later. So we need to change the Rust API and Rust API bindings, I assume to Rust bindings that will include I guess, and what else, and remove, let's move it to up. So here we have remove the old, this searchable ms searchable enum, and use payload flags instead. Okay, so let's think about how to do this, because this will require actually a lot of changes in the code. Let's search for this. You see that there are 49 occurrences of this, so this will require some changes. And what else do we have? Let's see. All right, let's check this. Which file was this? Let's see that here. Yeah, marker prerequisite. So let's go to this and searchable. Yeah, this was the payload flags, right? And this is the old one. So we want to remove this. Let's do it like this for now. Oops. Like, let's remove this for now. And so first step, make this searchable field accept, or make this, replace the searchable field with the new payload flags. I think that's gonna be a lot better for in terms of like incremental changes. So I want to do that, and then I want to change this name. I want to remove these. Yeah, let's put that too. This is potentially inside that, but remove this and its friends, because I think there are multiple of them, and use this one directly with an optional parameter. Okay, great. And I think that's pretty much it, but we're gonna see. So when we compile, I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of errors, so that will help us identify some areas where we can fix. So next step, let's change this. So I will keep this like that for now. Oh, I remember another part. Change the place where we serialize the marker schema object to print the hidden flag. item property. Yes. No, that's another thing that I wanted to do. Let's start with removing the previous one and replacing this with payload flags. So for that, I'm gonna make this full view, and then because there are so many of them that I need to replace, that's why I think I'm gonna use like search and replace, like grab or like global replace, because I don't want to do one by one. That's why I have a NeoVim plugin called grab_far for this search and replace. Maybe let's see. If we do this, is it more? One more. And if we do remove this, is it more? Yeah, 78 now. Why? Because we have, oh, this is from the Rust API, so we can think about that later, right? So let's search the MS one. So first I will check this, right? So there are 2 files only, because the rest is in a different line, and we don't have that. So if I do /n, and we need to pass multi-line here. Is everything okay with stream? Actually, let me check. I think we maybe had some dropped frames. Let me look at that. Okay, it works now, but previously I think we had some issues with the stream. I'm checking YouTube as well. Excellent connection, it says here. Okay, I think we are fine now, but previously we had some small hiccup, but it should be normal. Great. So this one, right? We wanted to replace the this one, even though it's in a different line. That's why I add, that was multi-line, I think, or was it? Let's check. Yeah, dash multi-line, and I'm gonna add lots of white spaces, I think. This, yeah. So we see 45 matches, which is more like what I want. It's not 47, 49 like this mentioned. I think that might be because of some other reasons. Let's see if there's any other way. Yes, these ones, this one looks fine, looks similar. Oh, now we don't actually get the ones with the same in the same line. So we make this optional -n, now 49 matches, which is what I want, right? And now I want to replace this with let's see, what do I want to do? Maybe I can do that. And this $1, comma, what I want to do, or does it? Yeah, $1 is the new line if we have. I see. Yeah, we want this, and then like this, and then to do what I want. I want to change this to MS searchable. This was inside MS, right? So this is inside the marker schema class. And where is the other one? It's also inside that. So payload flags. And how do we use this usually? In a similar fashion. Great, so we want to do the same thing, and I think maybe I can do this too. Let's do this actually. Yeah. And then I want MS payload flags, right? That was, or let me copy and paste so I don't make it, I don't make a mistake. Yeah, so this one is what I want to replace it with. And I do space R to replace everything, and now it is replaced. Let's check it with here, so gdiff. Yeah, like you see, there is some indentation or issues, but we can simply do it with maclint fix. So while it's doing, yeah, it fixed some things. Let's check the, let's check this one. It appears that it didn't fix this still. Oh, because I added. It should have fixed it. Let's commit that, and I think that will help. So let's commit this to whip work in progress for now, because I wanna fix them later, like yeah, 48 warnings. Now I can actually fix those issues and append. Yeah, great. Now I can do oops, and this now fix this searchable field. Now this won't compile because this add key label format searchable was actually expecting the searchable instead of this, right? So I want to replace this as well. So I want to, since I want to remove this, let's start by removing. I think that was void, or this, or let's search it here quickly to see where it is. Oh yeah. Here we go. So we have two. We have this add key format searchable and key label format searchable. I don't want them anymore, right? So that's why I will actually remove them. And I want to change these add key format and add key label format to actually accept the this new payload flags. So previously, how was I doing? Searchable, let's see, payload flags, a payload flags. That is what I want. And yank this argument and paste it here too. Great, so now we have this option, but I want to make them optional, and I want to default to none. So I want this equals payload, payload flags none. So actually, no, this one, and let's see where this, paste it here. Oh no, that was incorrect. Yeah, let's write this equals payload flags none. All right. Now, hopefully, like for the previous usages of this, like we have a lot of them here already, which don't have this payload flags, right? That's why I don't want to touch them. But for the searchable ones, now I actually want to, since I removed them, I want to search by them. Let's search them again here. Let's remove this too. Yes, we have 40 of them, right? That should be correct. This one, yeah, 41, but I removed one, so that makes sense. And I want to replace them with add key label format only, right? And then I replace, oops, no, not this. And let's check if that's correct. Let's remove this, actually, it makes things complicated. Let's check. Yes. And I want to put that into the same commit that I have work in progress. So I have git oops for git amend, basically, with revise. So now that has changed too. But now I need to fix the lint errors, because that's changed the indentation. Yeah, so I do amend. Now it is more like what I want. But yeah, so currently we don't handle the payload flags inside the method. So let's say that this is done-ish, right? So do we have MS searchable somewhere still? Let's check that. Inside here. So I'm gonna, yeah, let's leave the tests later. I think these tests, yeah, we need to fix the tests, but we can do them later. So it says a searchable. Let's remove that now, or a payload flags. Optional indicates if the value is in use in searches, default to false. Indicates additional flags to serialize inside the marker schema object. Defaults to payload flags none. This is what I have, and then let's do this for now. Let's make this like this. Right. Great. We can maybe quit the search for now. Yeah, so apparently this changes very frequently. Let's do that. Lint again. Let's fix the lint in errors. Or I can do that at the end, but yeah, let's do it now. Great, this is done. We changed the way we handle, so now we don't actually pass that, but dynamic data actually still has this this field, I assume. Yes, so marker M searchable. So now I want to change that to this was the one, right? So it was this. Where is this? Let's find this dynamic data. Here we go. So now I just want to remove it and replace it with how do we call it? Yeah, here. Let's do payload flags, M flags, or M payload flags. M flags is fine, I think. Or yeah, let's make it consistent. And this will default to none on the other places, right? So here we have none. Change inside argument. We have payload, but we have a payload flags anyway. So we would directly pass it there. And same for this, a payload flags will be passed. I don't know if we have other places where we initialize this. We had 4, but we removed 2. So these were searchable ones. So that should be good to go. Then, so change, we're doing this, remove this one, we remove this. Change the place where we serialize. Yes, now we need to serialize this, right? And to be able to see that, we can quickly look at where we use this, which is here. This is in payload markers.cpp. So let's go there. and searchable. Search. Oh, we're not in the right one. CPP. Oops. CPP, but this base profiler one, and searchable. Here we go. So previously we had the searchable. Now I want to change this, right? I want to have this if a data, this one, dot, what do we have? Dot m payload flags, and then we are gonna, so if you're curious about what I'm doing right now, we had a discussion last week about how we check bit flags and how they work, and like it's gonna be very similar to what we have here. Like we will serialize this to uint32, and we are gonna check like end, it will be uint32 again to payload flags dash searchable. So we really want to remove the searchable at some point in the future, but for now let's keep it searchable. So it's gonna be this here, and let's do yeah, this can be true directly because this is already put in searchable there. Otherwise we can just leave it like we don't have to print any searchable flags because yeah, the default is false anyways, or previously was false anyways, and now it doesn't matter. So we're gonna remove this in the future, but let's keep it for now. Let me check if the stream quality is well. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Let me check quickly. All right. Yes. Great. So this is gonna be removed, right? Because we already added that. Now we have we need to have something similar to here, but now not searchable, but for hidden, right? And then we're gonna make it hidden equals true if that is the case. So this is how we serialize that object that we create. Like I showed you before here. This is like we had hidden undefined, and we had like format, key, label. So since we removed this from front end, we don't show it explicitly, but we will be able to show you the hidden one now if it is true. So this is done. I assume we're mostly done with the C++ API side, right? Once I build it, it's gonna throw a lot of errors again, because let's see, let's stop it quickly to see what's happening. No number named searchable. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We removed one of the searchable one, but we didn't remove this one. So let's remove this as well. So let's go this one and key format. We removed key label format, but not this. So this will be replaced too. Now you will be able to see lots of places, and not so many places actually, because that's not a function that we use very often. But now we can do, oops, then I wanna fix the lint errors too, because the indentation has changed again, and another oops. All right, so I think this is pretty much what I want. And now it's still not going to build because of the errors from the Rust API, I assume. So this is fixed too. We're done. Change them out. Yeah, this is Rust API parts. let's see. So to be able to find them, I think we have searchable, searchable, but in Rust API, or where was that? Yeah, that .rs will show you. Yes, these are the ones, and we have this key label format searchable too. So we need to remove this as well and add a new replacement for the payload ones. So the next step will be to change these APIs, right? Let's see, where are they? Let's see, this is the area, this is the C++ binding where I'm gonna change as well. But let's go to this one. Yeah, this is where we have the searchable one. So previously we were using these long functions for C++ binding. So these are the C++ functions I showed. Now we can actually remove them too. And yeah, let's remove this key label format. But one thing to note is that in Rust, we cannot overload methods and we cannot have default values for method parameters. That's why we actually need to have a different function for the new function, new one that we are creating, which will probably be, yeah, I'm not so set on the function name. Probably I can get some review comment on this, but it can be like add key label format with flags, and this is going to be payload flags, which it doesn't know yet, payload flags. So this is probably what I will do, and I will change this as well. Like this is one, so we're gonna do the same thing for this with flags, right? And we can copy and paste this, and we're gonna be sending the payload flags here and here. But of course we need to change the name and everything for this too. Yeah, these are auto-generated. You don't have to look at these, but these are the things we need to change. So we already changed this RS version, or did we? Not really. So this part will change, and here we have something similar. This part will change as well. Oh, sorry, not that, the previous one, this one. So this one will be replaced with this, and these flags are going to be here. Yeah, so previously these were taken searchable. Let's copy and paste the function names and key format with flags, and this is going to be payload flags and a payload flags, and then I'm gonna put that here too. And let's do this a payload flags, and this is gonna be payload flags, right? So this is done. Now this name has to change too. Key format at key label format flags, this one. So we copy and paste it here. Okay, this is changed too, but I'm curious, where is the searchable here in Rust? We don't have it in Rust, but in Rust API we have to define it. Okay, this comes from build.rs, and this has to change. I assume search. Where is it? Here. So it's going to be payload flags. This is Rustified enum that I have. And I don't know if it's gonna work now. This is another thing I need to change. So marker schema rs. This is the file that I had. It should be here, yes. Whether payload flags to change the display style in the profile for that. I can change that comment later, but this is gonna be payload flags, and this is gonna change as well. So payload flags, and let's build it again. But now we had lots of places where we actually use this. Well, not like that, but here we need to change them too, right? And to be able to do that, we need some search and replace. So searchable. We have 27. Yeah, I assume that that's correct. And here this is going to be payload flags. What is it gonna be? The payload flags searchable. Yeah, so we replace them. Replacement complete. And we need to change the names. So previously we had this one. Right. Let's remove these. Form searchable with flags, right? And this has 28 occurrences. We removed some, so I assume that's going to be correct, and replace them. And it's going to be similar for add key format searchable. Let's paste this and paste this to format with flags. Replaced this too. Great. Now we can close that. And now we should have some buildable things. We might get some errors, but they're fine. Yes, we do have some errors. Let's check them. Failed. Why? Yes, no searchable in marker schema. Where do we use it? Here. Oh yes, I think I see what you mean. We didn't change things searchable. Oh, here we go. So this is going to be payload fields, and then here it's going to be a payload field. And then do we have anything search? So this is the header file. We previously changed the C++ file, but we forgot to change the header one. So now we changed the header one to make sure that this actually thing, like maybe we actually need to put the default one here. I always forget. Do we have like equal here somewhere? I'm sure Clang will tell me what I should do, but that might work. So dot header. Have anything? Let's see, like default something. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I think we need to do that here. No member. I will deal with that later. Oh, I thought we forgot to replace these two. Let's do that. Format, that's gonna be it. Oops, no. Right, this has changed. So we fixed that error, but I think we need to put the default values here. Yeah. Where is that? And yeah, this one is going to be here too. Why is it? Marker prerequisites, it should be in there, no? Which header file do we include here? Nothing. Ah, I see. Oh, I removed it from the wrong one. This should be bindings.cpp file that I need to remove. Or do I need to do that? Actually, I don't need to do this. What am I doing? Yeah, I don't need the default value. I want to send a specific flag. I don't care. For the other, I guess, like these ones, the default is already none. I don't need to do that anyways. Like, yeah, what am I doing? And so what I did basically is that I changed lots of different things, lots of things that are not super fun to do usually, but we have to do it anyways because that's what the right action for this task is. And like you can see, we removed everything, we made the searchable, and then we're building now, and it's built. Great. And let's fix the lint errors if we have. Yep, we had some. Oops, again. So this will be the place. But actually, I wanna rebase this properly, which means that this work in progress patch will be before those two commits. And then this commit will add the payload flags, the hidden one, and this will make the GC major timing hidden. To be able to do that, I need to check if I already have some hidden things added here. So this one I need to undo for this commit, and then I need to put it into the other one. Profiler, profiler markers, CPP, base profiler, right? Searchable. Oops, I was there already. So yeah, we can remove it temporarily, and then we can do commit this, and then we undo, then we commit a new one, whip to the next one. Okay, we extracted this part to the new, so we could cut and not do other things, but this was easy enough. And so let's change the history a little bit. I usually use revise instead of rebase because it's a lot faster, because it doesn't actually change the contents, like it does everything in memory. If you are not familiar with Git Revise, I definitely recommend you to check this out. Like a handy tool for doing efficient in-memory commit rebases and fix-ups. This is amazing, and it's super fast, it's efficient, and it improves your workflow tremendously. So if you're not familiar with it, or I would definitely recommend you. All right. So it's the view is similar to what you get in Rebase, right? But this WIP will be at the top now because I want this to happen first. Then I will add a new enum, and then I will add this enum value to GC major. And fix to the new one. Yeah, this is to here, and this will be fix up, right? I want to fix that commit up to the first, and this will change in a bit too. And I want to rename this, like reword. I want to put some proper names. So like this. Okay, so bug this. Change the marker, the old marker API to, is it old marker API? Yes. To have to, how can we say this in a better way? Change the old marker API, or yeah, let's do add payload flags to the old marker API and old and Rust marker API. This will be here. Let's remove this. This changes a lot of places, but it's essentially just grab and or find and replace. Okay, and we had to change this old marker API because the new API uses this one, or the new API transfers each, or not transfer, API uses this one to serialize the marker, schema fields. Okay, I think that should explain. And now that that's out of the way, that's like a big commit, but hopefully it's not going to be very difficult to review. Let's do this. Oh, let me explain the searchable things as well. Oh, not this one. Oh, never mind. Yeah, let's do that later. So let's check this commit now. This is the commit that we want to change. So previously we didn't have this. We fixed it up to this one. This is correct. Now we have this hidden field, and now we actually don't need this anymore. Right. Yes. So where was this one? This is which file? This file, and then hidden. Yeah, we don't need this anymore because we want to be able to call this add key label format, and oh yeah, now we can remove these two. Actually, let's do that in a different commit. Oops. So commit whip. Let's do this. Yeah, we need to fix that up again. Clipping does not support fix for the GK Rust crate. Okay. Oh yeah, it's doing some clippy lint into. I just wanted to do for the last commit, but that's fine. So I wanna, yeah. Oh, it actually fixed some things. Great. It is still running this. So we changed Rust bindings too now, right? If we look at our plan again, and we changed the marker API in Rust, and we changed the old one, but now we shouldn't forget to remove the hidden checks. Remove the hidden checks that are not needed anymore, which are these ones. All right, so this is done. And add what's changed now. Mosglue toolkit, add Mosglue toolkit, absorb. So absorb is another amazing comment that you should really check it out. It absorbs the comments directly. So for example, this has been absorbed to the first one. And let's revise this. Revise. Okay, that's done. Now we don't need these anymore because previously we were checking these if we have searchable or not, and we were calling them differently. But now we don't have this. Instead, we are going to send the value, this flags directly, right? So let's do this, and let's remove this. Similar here. Let's copy this. Oops, no, not this. Field flags, and we can now remove this. So we properly propagate all the flags. Previously, we weren't doing that properly. But is this correct? Okay, yeah, that is correct. Now, let's check. Oh, this thing always gets out of sync. Add. What is this tool? Mosglue, right? Yes, and absorb. Yeah, and div stage. So I wanna just let's see. And do restore staged Mosglue. Then restore this completely. So okay, cool. And then I can remove this too. Now we are done. Hopefully we can test. So yeah, we did this now, and we properly fix it up to the right commit. So if we revise, it will automatically fix it up, right? Like as you can see. And I wanted to reword this a bit more. Do I need to reword this? Let's read the commit message. I don't really have any. Here, I don't really have any. Okay, I think we can move on with this. Let's do this patch removes, or let's do this commit, patch is fine, removes the add key label format searchable methods and switches to use the original add key label. Format methods with an optional parameter instead for easier handling, yeah, or instead to make sure that we can pass multiple flags instead of just searchable. For Rust, since we can't have default argument values, we had to create a new method for them. Okay. So this WIP, what is this? Oh, that I didn't rebase this on top, so this needs to be rebased here, right? We were adding that, so revise again, put that here, and then say things like fix up. Now it should be fine. Build to see if it works. Let's do a review for us. So we have this first. Let's check this and then go up from there. In here, these are all replace. Here is an important change, right? So previously it was like searchable. Now we check data payload flags and the searchable. Then we add that. Oh, we should remove this. We commented that, but we didn't remove. Searchable. Yeah, here we go. Add mouse glue. Is this? Yeah, and absorb. Yeah, I can also mention git absorb a bit, which is super handy. It's like git commit fix up, but it's automatic. It finds which commit it needs to absorb, so you don't have to specify, oh, okay, git add this part and then git fix up to this. So it does this automatically, which is super handy. See, it automatically found which commit it needs to do that. And I can do git revise, and then that's done. And check that again, right? So we check pk, show, this is the, no, this one, not this one. Yeah. So this is the commit that we have changed. So yeah, a searchable, we made this searchable. We removed these two methods. We renamed this to payload flags and did, yeah, we remove a bunch of searchable and just make them searchable. It's looking good so far. Here, yeah, we have the bindings changed. We have, I assume that, yeah, we need to change the commit or the comments or the documentation for those methods. Add key format flags Okay. It's not super great. Flags. Yeah, we should add this payload flags. Optional indicates, yeah, let's do, so let's do like this, right? Oops. Here, yes, but I want to have a proper description, which I had payload flags to change the display style. Actually, display style is not super accurate either. Payload flags to give special, no, payload flags to change the to show, not show, to serialize special schema properties fields. I guess this is fine. Yeah, I can find a better explanation later, or my reviewer, I'm sure they will yeah, they will have some ideas, but I think it is fine. It's a bit different, or it's not that easy to find one description that fits everything, because like hidden and searchable, they are different things. But yeah, let's move on. Optional indicates, let's do like they will be used to serialize special schema fields. I think this looks fine, right? So I can put this here too. Oh shoot, I didn't actually, did I change this? Oh, I changed the wrong one. Yeah, this is going to be flex. Right. Yeah, we can build it again. And we had lots of changes here, but hopefully that will be easy to review as well. Okay, so we talked about git absorb. This will still be there. Yeah, I was reviewing the commit, right? Wait, let's check here. Did we have any messages or here? Yeah, it says, yeah, actually I had one comment unsubmitted. I thought I submitted this before, but Marcus was basically saying that we are putting string here and we should probably have something different like GC timing, so we can have a better proper like indication. So that will be done later. But yeah, previously it was already string for this, so I think this is fine for now. Ooh, what happened? Why am I? Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, I was reviewing that. We were done with these. We were looking at the Rust ones. Yeah, let me see that again. Rust looks normal, looks normal, looks normal. Looks normal, looks normal. Looks normal. Looks normal. Again. Oh, I said a payload field here. It should be payload flags. Payload field. Yeah, let's rename these. So a payload flags. Did I use field some other places? No. Okay, I think this is done. So add tools, absorb again. Yeah, I think, yeah, we absorbed into correct commits, revise them again. Great. And let's take a look at that. Let's start from the bottom this time. I always started from the top. So this one looks good. These looks good. Okay, I think we reviewed the rest. That commit looks good. One thing we haven't changed is tests. Fix the tests. Let's go there. Let's look at this commit too that I added. Looks fine to me. Let's do Mac gtest. Probably we should have some gtests. Profiler. This one I assume that we have. Yeah, we have lots of things. Searchable. Oof, yeah, we had lots of searchable things. We're not removing the searchable ones, but yes. Oh, here we go. We have an error in this line. Let's check there. Yeah, we have this. Right, previously it was format, but oh, we don't have non-searchable, so I don't think we need this. Keep it non-searchable. It is already non-searchable, like here, right? Yeah, let's see if it's gonna change, if it's gonna need some changes. Map gtest again. Let's try it here. It's building. We don't need this yet. Oops. Yeah, let's put this. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Let me check the OBS and messages if you have any. Yep, looks fine. Yeah, so I will fix the tests. So one failed. I was expecting that to fail. It says this one, data searchable needs to be false. Or wait, what? Which one is that again? Expected false, but does not exist. Data 2. Is it data? No. Where am I looking at? It's here. Oof, look at this context. Looks terrible. Yes, context. Let's disable for now. Yeah, that looks better. So it was explicitly looking for false, but we really don't need that anymore. We can just do that because previously we had the searchable, non-searchable as a different enum value, but now we don't have that. We just have searchable, and that's it. And the absence of that is automatically non-searchable. And since this is going to be removed anyway, I think we can just skip that for now. And maybe on the next idle callback session that we will have, we can remove the searchable. Yes, great. It passed, but now I think we should have a hidden test here somewhere. So let's see how this test is being made. It looks very like a lot of like changes everywhere. Is it searchable? Yeah, this is the expectation, right? And these are the places where we add, I assume. Yeah. At the end, let me add. Let's do things like add key format with, but I want key label format first. Key with, no, let's find something better. Yeah, this is fine. Hidden or hidden. Yes, and let's make this hidden, right? So instead we're passing hidden, and yes, we need to actually send another, or we need to have another test where we have both of them at the same time. Double duration, this is going to test. So where do we have this? This is the test that we have, and I assume that since that was like the whole thing, we will have like at the end, and this is going to be since this was 15, we need to change these to 16. 16u, and I'm not gonna look for searchable, like searchable should be null, right? But yeah, let's change these to 16 again. Hidden should be true this time, and or yeah, we need something like this. That's better. So let's copy paste this and make this hidden, and let's change this to 16, and let's remove this. Why is this? Yeah, this needs to change as well. Right, I think we are in a good state right now. Let's test this. Yeah, it's running, or it's building first and then running. But in the meantime, I can, oh yeah, it's running. Oof, there's one failure. Size 18, but it says 16. We should have a place where we put the size somewhere here. Ugh. Yeah, why? Yeah, this is another. Yeah, this test could be improved, I think, to make it more optimized in a way, because there's so many copy and paste. But hidden, let's search for hidden, because I added 2, that's why actually. So this is the first one, and yeah, the second one, key with key with hidden. Let's make this hidden too. So this is string, it doesn't matter, but let's make it hidden too. And let's add another one, key with label duration. We don't need duration parts. String, oops. Okay, keep it label hidden and searchable. Right, so that's why we need to pass this. Like we need to say this and this, but this needs to be, yeah. Yeah, we could actually have something more useful. I think let's skip this for now since we don't need it. So let's add a test case for this. Key label with hidden. Hidden again. Format string. Label duration. What's that? Label duration. Yeah, let's do label. Okay, so I assume this is fine, right? So that we have key with label hidden, label format is string, searchable is null, hidden is true, and we're gonna copy and paste this with key for key, and this is going to be 17u, and hidden is going to be true. We didn't have label, so label is going to be null, right? Or, oh, I don't know. Let's change it, let's check it. So yeah, we added 2 more tests and hopefully this should be fine. Yes, it's going, no, there was a failure. What is it? So label is null. Yeah, the label is not null, I think. Oof, these things. Yeah, let's make label null. I think that's the simplest solution. Key with sanitized string. So let's check this. This is add key format. So this is true for that. But the other one, key label null. This one, let's check this one. Yeah, oops. Label duration is null. That's weird. Hidden. So it says label is null. It needs to be false, right? Because we added this already. Let's check that. Like key, a string key is hidden. Oh, this is 16. Yes, this is true. And then another failure is that expected equality of these values. 17 key, a string key with hidden, key with label hidden. Oof. Key with hidden. Yes. Key hidden. Let's make it key hidden. And let's go there. This is going to be key hidden, key with label hidden, with label. Yeah, I think, yeah, we need that instead. Yes, 16u will be label. But do we have with label duration? I think it should be like this, right? And we make it label. Let's try. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Let's check the stream. Right, yeah, it looks fine over here. We still have a failure. Ah, yes. Key hidden. Key with hidden. Yeah, that's gonna be key hidden. Now test it again, and hopefully this will pass. Yeah. I think that is correct too. Yes. Again, it would be nice to have another test where we have multiples of them, but I don't know if it's worth it. Yeah, let's try that quickly. Hopefully, let's see. It's gonna be the same one. Oops. And oof, what are you doing over here? 7. And this will be 18. And let me see. Wait. So let's switch this to 17 first, and then we make this 18. And I guess 18u that we have here needs to be 19u. Yeah. But then we need to change the other part where we have this. Key hidden and searchable. And to be able to do that, we need to actually like pass multiple things by like or in that, right? uint32, we need to like do this ms payload flags searchable, and the same one for this. Then we might need to cast it again back. Right? What does it say? Cannot initialize a parameter type with our value of unsigned int. Yes, right, but we can still do this, right? Like, oops. And it's gonna say, oh, there's no, what did you mean this? Yes, I mean this. Yes, so not super great way to do it, but well, still it's fine. So yeah, let's do this, and hidden, we will have this object key hidden. So this was key hidden and searchable, and map gtest. I think that will work. Again, we need to wait a little bit more. In the meantime, let's see what happened. I guess this is not really needed. Ooh, test failure. What does it say? Searchable. Oh yeah, we made this searchable, so we need to change this actually. Hidden. Let's copy this, paste this. Oh yeah, let's copy that. Yeah, now it should be true because we made this searchable, we made this hidden, and yeah, we should check them properly, right? We increase the length of this whole object above 2, so that shouldn't fail. And yeah, these changes are gonna go into the first commit that we had. So I will add commit whip again, and after I'm done, let's also do mock lint fix for this. Oh, why is it there? Oh no, actually wait a second, I think I know why, because on the other thing, oh no, that's not the problem. Okay. Yep, so we did this, right? And we should run the lint. Oh, again we have this thing. I think it went well. And yeah, we fixed some stuff. Add tools, was it in tools? Yeah, and mouse glue. And G absorb, let it absorb. All right, G log, we did a bunch of stuff. Let's revise. I need to revise one more time because this web needs to be here, and it's going to be fix up. Oh, shoot, actually, oh, I made a mistake. That was incorrect. Ooh, yeah, hidden part is actually what it wasn't added until the second commit, so we need to actually revise this properly. So I'm gonna cut this. So revise have this option to cut the one commit into pieces. Oof, but it's gonna be very long cut. How to do? Yeah, let's go with them quickly. Oops, yeah, yes. Yeah, yep. Yes. Did I say yes to the tests already or not? I hope. Wait, what did I do? Ooh, this is incorrect. Yeah, let's Yeah, not do that. Let's not do that yet. Actually, rs. There was one issue, so this one, that shouldn't have changed. Right, so yeah, this is, and what was that before? Format. Yes. Status, add tools, absorb again. Then yeah, I need to now fix the test. So this one, yeah, here we go. We have test for several things. I'm gonna do this. Can I run like this? Show. Yes, this is what I have. Revert that patch, and so let's do vim revert that patch. And what do I need to revert here? This is searchable, so this is gonna stay. The rest needs to change. This is gonna be, yeah, this is let's do this. Yeah, this will stay. This will be reverted. This will be reverted. Or no, this is not gonna be reverted. Right? This is searchable part, and this will be reverted. Okay. So I revert the patch here. Now we reverted that, and we do tools. We absorb that, so we actually fixed that. We undid the commit, and now I'm gonna patch that back again, but not reverted. So this is, oops, that's incorrect. Patch this. So now we applied that, but now I'm gonna commit this into the second one. So basically what I did is to remove it from this commit, and then I'm gonna put back here. Yeah, let's do web and revise. I could use revise as well to like cut things, but this was faster for me. So all right, I think it is now done. Great. Now we might need to still change the front end actually, but I think we can leave that to next week, because so let's see if it's gonna work or not. Let's check this here. Right, probably we will need to bump the version, and also like oh wait, this is still compiling. Oh no. Okay, let's remove this for now. Let's try. Maybe this should still work too, right? Google. Let's navigate to Google About. Let's do a few navigations, and then I record it. And previously, like GC minor, GC major was the thing that we wanted to look, right? GC major. It's not here. It's not here either. Oh, here we go. Now, yes, hidden one actually works. But do we need to change anything in the process version or process path? where we do hidden. Let's check the process profile JSON, and here searchable or hidden. Oh, here we go. So this is the convert gecko marker schema. So this is the conversion or the processed one that we do, and we use the hidden here as well. So this should be fine. This one, not this one. Yes, so this is marker schema field which has hidden already. So it doesn't actually require any changes in the process version. Let me just check like what that was coming from. And we have it here, so we have that fields. The fields are push. And F is the data, and data is coming from marker schema. Great, I think we're all set. We don't need to change the front end at all. We can double check this by looking at the console, then profile, meta, and a marker schema. And then we can check the GC major, fields, object, and then we have hidden equals true. So this is indeed fixed. So we don't need any changes here. All right, and the next step or the last step is to push this. This is fine, this is fine, right? Do we have anything left? No. So most fab submit. Yes. All right, so I think that's it for today. We already finished, we finally finished this one, and we will see the review comments next week if we have. Otherwise, I will let you know if I already landed this. And I had another, like, if we have time, we can do this type of thing. Maybe we can move that to the next week. And another thing I wanted to mention is that next week, like, probably we're not gonna make this on Friday because I will be traveling on Friday. We can do this on Thursday instead. Thursday around same time. So I will keep you posted. You can see that there's this upcoming event inside YouTube channel, or you can also see the schedule inside the Twitch side. So you can follow that there. Great, and that's it. Thanks a lot for joining today and watching my stream, and hopefully that was useful or interesting for you. And yeah, see you next week. Bye.